So, welcome to the Beast Game podcast, and this is going to be a director discussion about a legend. His name is George A. Romero, known for the Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead series. We are going to talk to our resident horror, thriller, suspense movie expert, Jay. Can you just tell me how you feel right now?
I'm very, 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 very upset. The day was going to come. You know, everybody has their time. I thought it was a hoax. Well, I was hoping it was a hoax. When I found out it wasn't, I was pretty blown, man. I was really blown. Because he's one of my favorite directors. So it was hard to see that he passed. You know, he just passed on. It was kind of surreal. I'm still kind of in shock. Because I actually saw him at a horror convention like a year ago. He was chilling, man. I was happy to see it. I became like a little fanboy. Like, oh my God, it's George Romero. Oh shit. Oh my God. Oh. I usually don't get like that, but at that moment, with me seeing him right there, just in awe, and just to hear that he just moved on to a better plane of existence is kind of hard to take a little bit. He's done great movies. He has some stinkers too, but you know, who doesn't have stinkers, man? But he's the godfather of the zombie genre. Without him, you wouldn't have The Walking Dead. You wouldn't have a lot of things.
Well, I would say this, that George A. Romero, the modern zombie that we have today, is George A. Romero.
Yeah.
I just don't know what to say.
It's hard to actually say something because we lost a giant in the horror genre. Night of the Living Dead, that was a callous.
You also have stuff like The Crazies.
Yep.
Creepshow.
I don't know if anyone's really seen this movie. Martin. I saw Martin. That was actually not that bad. So
I have not seen that movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's 1978. It's not a bad movie. I meant to revisit it. The Crazies was actually pretty good too. And then The Dark Half was decent. Monkey Shines was pretty good. But there's so many movies that he's done that they were good horror movies. And also, his horror movies made you think. It was more to the movie than what was on the surface. You had to dig a little bit deeper. Every movie, especially the zombie movies, had some type of social commentary that a lot of movies now lack. Or if they do have it, they got it from George A. Romero. He's the one who put social commentary in horror movies. He's the first one that I can honestly say that I actually saw like a deeper meaning behind a horror movie instead of just someone just killing someone. He was a pioneer. And I may actually go on a George A. Romero movie marathon, man. I got like 20 movies I need to watch. Well, most of them I've seen, but just watch again. It's a hard loss, man. It's a hard loss. Now, I'll tell you right now, I'm very hurt and just blown by him passing, but I swear to God, if Sam Raimi would have passed, I'll be on suicide watch too, man. I can't deal. There's never going to be no one like him, man. Never.
All right, so I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Who is a better director, John Carpenter, Wes Craven, or George A. Romero?
Oh my God. Oh God, this is hard. You're an asshole for this. I just want to let you know that. Shit. I'm a fan of all three, and it's hard to. Shit. It's hard, man, because they're all good in their own right, and they all have something different to bring to the table. You're gonna get me killed. George A. Romero. God, no. Fuck, Barry. All right, look. Fuck it. George A. Romero, John Carpenter, and then Wes Craven. I don't even agree with my own damn list right now. I'm so unsure.
So why is it so hard to make a decision?
Because they are all pioneers. They are all pioneers in their own right. It's just a different way of doing it. You think about it like this. George A. Romero, modern zombie film. Social commentary in his films. Pioneer. Carpenter. He does his own soundtracks. His soundtracks are fucking classic. You know this soundtrack is Halloween. He's great at suspense and horror. The movie The Thing was the shit. That was one of my favorite movies. The Thing, Prince of Darkness. Like, I like his movies. I like his directing style. And then you have Wes Craven. He's a great director as well. But he's also a pioneer because he changed the whole slasher genre with creating Freddy. Nightmare on Elm Street. It's different. It's in your dreams. No one actually did something like that until he came along. I mean, there was a movie called Dreamscape, but it wasn't as in detail compared to Nightmare on Elm Street. And I believe Dreamscape may have came out, 1984. Consider that a horror movie somewhat, but I would say it's a thriller, action, suspense. And then Nightmare on Elm Street came out 84 as well. So same year. But the difference between Dreamscape and Nightmare on Elm Street, this was a slasher. Nightmare on Elm Street was a slasher. It just changed the whole rules when it came to slasher. And also, if you really, really want to be serious about it, John Carpenter, his movies, Halloween was the first really popular slasher film. Before then, it was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was popular, but Halloween just took it to a whole nother level. And then you had Jason Voorhees, Friday the 13th series, and then you have Nightmare on Elm Street. So they're all pioneers. It's hard to just put them in order. And like I said, I don't agree with my order because they could be flip-flopped. You stumped me on that shit, and fuck you for that.
Well, I have another question for you.
Oh, man, come on. All right.
This is another set of
Okay.
horror directors,
Mm-hmm.
and I would like you to rank them.
Okay.
Toby Hooper,
Uh,
David Cronenberg,
ooh. Cronenberg then Hooper.
and why is that?
Cronenberg, he dealt with some surreal ass shit. Like, he did Videodrome. I don't know if you've seen that movie. That movie was kind of fucked. He did Scanners. That's also a classic ass horror movie. He did The Fly. He's done so many good movies. And plus, A History of Violence. That's not even a horror movie, and that's a pretty decent movie. Damn, man. What was the name of that movie? He did Dead Ringers. That was a good movie. Did The Dead Zone, Videodrome, Scanners, and then Shivers. He's done a lot of movies, but they're all kind of surreal. They're kind of off a little bit. He did. I think he was in a movie called Nightbreed. He didn't direct it, but he was in a movie. Nightbreed. That was, I think it was Clive Barker.
Well,
And
I
Clive
would
Barker's
say
a good
that
director, too.
Cronenberg's best movie is The Fly.
Yes, I agree. The Fly is a great movie. He did a great job with that. And under The Fly, I would probably put Scanners. For the ones I haven't seen all his movies, but I would definitely put Scanners in his top. But The Fly is number one. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. And Hooper, he's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, man. Poltergeist. He directed Tales from the Crypt episodes. The Mangler. He did a lot of things. He did Life Force. I remember that. The Funhouse. You're not making this easy, man. But he's done a lot of movies.
Still have one other question.
Yeah.
All right. This one is going to be a little bit tougher.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. God damn it. All right, go ahead.
Because I intentionally left some people out. We are going to go back to George A. Romero, Stanley Kubrick, and Clive Barker.
Best out of those three?
Yes.
Overall work would be Stanley Kubrick.
I would agree on that one.
Second would be George A. Romero. Third would be Clive Barker. Kubrick has an overall better body of work. He's done horror, suspense, and all that, but he's also done drama. I mean, he's all over the place. He's a good director on many different spectrums. George Romero, he's done some horror and, well, a lot of horror, other genres as well, but Clive Barker, the same. Clive Barker created a fucking horror icon with Pinhead, but he's kind of limited to that. He did do this movie called Lord of Illusions, and he did Nightbreed, which I mentioned earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's written a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's written more than he's directed. Like, some of his written works are, but from what I've been told, is kind of out there. Just like Stephen King. Stephen King's like written works are way more out there than the actual movie adaptation. You know, some of the shit that he writes, you can't really put into a movie. Or the movie would be like fucking 6 hours long or something like that. But yeah, it would be Kubrick, Romero, and then Barker.
George A. Romero is a legend.
I gotta do a horror movie marathon just of Romero movies, man. It take me a while to really get over it. And some people are like, man, you don't even know him. But I felt I knew him because I watched so many of his damn movies and I watched them over and over again. That, I mean, he's one of the reasons why I'm into horror so much. So I kind of felt like I knew him, and I kind of briefly looked at him for like a couple of seconds because I bitched up real quick. But still, I felt that bond with him. Man, I was praying to God it was a damn hoax. People dying, hoax happens all the time. I was just praying that this was a hoax.
He is a visionary. You can't replace that.
Right.
You'll never get another George A. Romero ever again in Master Beast Game Podcast.